Hello, I'm Scott Edgar. I'm a water resources engineer with Public Works. Many times citizens come to us and say, we have a problem, we don't know how we can resolve it. We can't necessarily spend public funds to fix private problems, but we can give advice as to how others can fix those problems. And in this case, it's a fairly simple thing. We're in the Midwest and soil here is expansive. So the clay is expansive with water content. And a lot of times, if the clay is wet in one area and dry in another area, you have these forces working against the foundation or against the walls of the basement. That pushes the basement wall in, it creates cracking and that sort of thing. You can see some cracking occurring right here on the front. And actually you can see a little bit of cracking, spalling off of concrete where this wall is pushed out a little bit. So there's all kind of forces at work which could compromise the foundation and the security of your house. If you can drain it, you can maintain it. So by that I mean, if you can keep things dry, it's going to be a whole lot easier to keep it maintained and preserved for the life of the home. One thing that this homeowner has done, he's put in oversized gutters, oversized downspouts, and he's actually piped that away from the building foundation, which is an excellent measure to keep that building envelope dry. However, the neighbor has not done that, so the neighbor's runoff really comes to them. You can see that the ground is sort of sloped towards the house on both corners here, to where when the runoff comes, when the rain comes, the water is directed towards the house. That's not a good thing because it comes up against your house, runs down the wall, it collects in the system, and you have to sump pump it out with a pump or drainage otherwise, or it could possibly plug it up. This particular house, they know it's a problem. They have taken up the vegetation. They're getting ready to basically turn the water away. So what they're looking at doing is basically cutting a little bit of a ditch kind of through the middle here and taking that soil and putting it up against the house. And when you do that, you're solving two problems. You're creating an area for the water to go. You're also protecting the building envelope of the house. Hopefully, the property owner adjacent to you is willing to work with you and that you can share the cost and share the responsibility for a ditch in between the houses, a swale. If the property owner adjacent to you is not willing to work with you, you can do things like you can put in a vertical wall. Now, assume that that's dropped 6 or 8 inches below grade, and then you'd put in a little wall, a little swale here just on your property, and then you take that soil and pitch it up against the house. By lowering this ground and raising that ground at the same time, you're pulling the water away from the house. Right now it's all sort of pitching towards the house, which is not a good thing, so you don't have to necessarily bring any soil in. You can use the soil that's available. It protects your house. It gives the water a place to go. It protects your investment. We all have investments of houses we need to protect. This particular problem is repeated hundreds of times in all developed areas, certainly in the Midwest. These folks sort of have it in hand.
For more information on issues like this, visit lspw.net or contact a local professional.